Appleton Area School District. I'm Teresa Nelson, your health coach at the Connecting Care Clinic, and I welcome you to the Holiday Challenge put on by Tammy Paddock, your wellness coordinator. So with that, today we are going to talk about some tips on how to avoid the holiday game. So I will get started with that. So I would encourage you trying to be physically active with your family, starting the day with some physical activity, especially on those holidays. Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, the New Year. We tend to eat better when we have that physical activity in to start the day. Focus on your snacks as far as trying to choose wisely. If you can pack something, if you're going to be out and about shopping, pack yourself a bag of carrots or cut yourself up an apple so that when you're out and about, you're not tempted to stop somewhere or grab something while you're shopping to kind of tie you over till you get home and you can choose something that's better for you. Also, think about when you're snacking, when you're at a party, or if you're having people at your house, having the snacks on the island or the table, trying to walk away from those areas so that you're not feeling like you're munching all of the time. Maybe play a game with your family, your friends, to kind of get you away from the snack table. Watch your portions. So again, this would be using a smaller plate, choosing things that you enjoy, but in smaller portions this year. Practice some mindful eating. So, prior to starting a meal, can you take a couple deep breaths and just be mindful of that in what you're taking on your plate. And so finding that balance during this time can be tough. We want to enjoy things that we maybe don't have all through the year. And so how do we find that balance? Can we choose a smaller portion? Can we skip it this day and maybe have it another day? Something to that effect. Continue to get plenty of sleep during this time. We are busy with the hustle and bustle of, wrapping presents and buying presents and wanting to be with family members and still live our lives otherwise. So please take that time to rest and get that sleep in. That 7 to 9 hours is what's recommended. And that's going to hopefully help during this time also to prevent that waking. Control your stress. So again, being mindful, taking some deep breaths, just being in the moment and realizing that things aren't always going to be this way, what we are going through right now. Don't skip meals. So again, this is kind of on that same line of balancing that or planning ahead so that you're not skipping those meals and you're incorporating, some snacks if you need to, if you're away from the home and not having to choose to stop at a fast food or at the gas station or pick something up while you're shopping, so that you can hopefully choose something that's better for your body when you are home. And then also that skipping of those meals sometimes leads to overeating later, and you don't want to feel like you have to be pressured into eating something quick and something that's not good for your body. Maybe taking some days to focus on fiber, feeling that more fullness, adding those fruits and those vegetables in, and maybe some beans will help you feel fuller and hopefully not feel like you need to overeat or want to overeat. Cut back on taste testing. Again, this is kind of goes back to choosing what you're snacking or kind of surveying the table, stepping away from the snack island or the table, and surveying your options and picking out what you love best during this time, so that you're not filling up on things that maybe you could have another time of the year. So really being maybe selective, trying to figure out, is it a 1 on your scale, or is it a 10? Like 10 is just so great. You love the feel in your mouth, you enjoy that feeling, and so you don't want to skip it. So trying to survey your options that way. And that goes for not just snacks, but just food in general, sitting down to a meal and kind of looking at all of the things that are available. What is it that you love best? What gives you the most pleasure in that area? And have that. And then again, trying to do that smaller portion. Bring a healthy dish. If you are going somewhere, volunteer to bring the veggie tray. Cut up fruits and vegetables, maybe a tossed salad, so that you can put some of those things on your plate and not feel like you got to fill up on all of the other stuff. Limit your dessert intake. So again, enjoying something that you may not have often, but maybe you can half that. So instead of a full piece of pie, maybe you can share that with someone, or just ask for a smaller slice, and then just selecting those ones that you like best in smaller portions. Watch your liquid calories. So again, at this time, we want to be enjoying, maybe an extra beverage or two, but just try to be mindful of that will have a factor in during this time. If it's not something that you typically do, is there a way to still have it, but have less of it? Can you drink water in between? So have your drink, have a glass of water, have your drink, have a glass of water kind of thing. Can you choose something that has less sugar and calories in it? And then, of course, just drinking plenty of water during this time. I think a lot of times we forget that even during the winter months, we can dehydrate. So hydrating your body with plenty of plain water. If you're one that likes to bake or cook, sometimes modifying those recipes and just using better ingredients, more whole grain or whole wheat, pastry flour, using applesauce instead of butter, using less butter, less, sugar, using a sugar substitute, that kind of thing, so that what you are baking is just more nutritious, and you maybe not have to feel quite as bad when you're eating them, because you know that you have a little more nutrition to it. You're adding some fiber, maybe some nuts, and for protein, maybe some fruit, dried fruit or something, to bring in some of that fiber, that nutrition up. Remember to weigh yourself during this time. I would encourage you weighing yourself often, every other day, every few days. Don't go too long without weighing yourself, because then we kind of excuse ourselves, like, oh, it's just the holiday, I'll get back on January 1st. Do it now. Take care of yourself, and continue to get on the scale so that you know where you're at, and hopefully that will help control those urges when you're feeling that you want to have that extra dessert or that extra cookie, that kind of thing. you know, that extra plate of food. So use the buddy system. So if you have somebody that shares these kind of goals, you know, shares these what they're going through as far as the holiday, you know, buddy up with them, you know, whether it be a text like, I need your help, I'm at this party, and or, you know, maybe it's just somebody that can be that supportive. Let's get away from the table. Let's get away from that snack table. Let's go over here and talk so that we're not constantly munching. Maybe it's somebody that is your buddy that you work out with, and I've had people, you know, maybe set up Googles or Zooms, and they'll get on the treadmill together, or they'll do an exercise video together. Even though they may not be physically together, they're doing it that way so that they are, one, staying accountable to each other, but also being that support, which is so great. Be careful of those processed foods during this time. Again, the cakes and cookies and things like that, using white flour and other ingredients that just are not good for our bodies. So be careful with that. Plan ahead. Again, that goes back to, you know, if you are out shopping and you know you're going to be out for hours, or even if you don't know, if you don't think that you're going to be out, it's just a good habit to get into packing yourself, you know, a cut up apple or some carrots, some nuts, some dried fruit, something that will kind of take that edge off so that you're not reaching for something that's not healthy for your body. Skip the seconds. You know, if you're feeling that full, and sometimes it's just a matter of just kind of standing there or sitting there and just kind of like, I think I've had enough. I feel full, and be okay, because you know that you're probably going to have another meal or another opportunity to have some of those sweet treats again. This is not the only day. So trying to think of it that way too. Draw the line. So it's okay to say no thank you, and do that. Practice it, whether it be in the mirror or just to people in your home. You know, no thank you, no thank you, no thank you. People tend to respect that when you say that, and they don't pressure you. So if you're feeling like someone's pressuring you to, you know, take that dish of cookies or the leftovers, and it's something that you feel that you can't control, say no thank you. And the hope is that they'll respect that. Okay. And then lastly, be good to yourself. Love yourself this holiday season. Forgive yourself. We are not perfect people, and there's going to be times when you feel that you didn't control yourself. You could have made better choices. So let's acknowledge those and move on, and don't beat yourself up about it, and just love yourself and be good to yourself this year. It is a tough time with everything that's going on, and just finding that love for yourself and for other people also, because we don't know what they're going through. We know that everybody's going through this, but upon or above all of that, just be kind to one another, and be kind to yourself. And remember, this season will come again, and we'll get to try all those sweet treats again. So try to remember that too. So I do thank you so much for your time, and I will see you in the next video. So take care, and if you have any questions, reach out.